I'm Santos, and this is Healing with Santos. Welcome back for another episode. Today, I'm going to be discussing meditation. I had actually already previously recorded this, and then something happened, and so we're back at square one. And I just so happen to be playing with a new instrument I got. So, because this is happening, I feel prompted now to share with you. It is a steel tongue drum or a hand pan, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to play a little note and then I'm going to get into my discussion today about meditation. So here we go. Brand new at this, but I am loving it. So I recommend for anybody who wants to get into music, whatever you feel called to do, go for it. Do it. Ooh, okay. All right. So now we're ready to talk about meditation. Love that thing. Okay, so meditation. What is meditation? Meditation is giving yourself time to meet yourself. It's giving yourself that time. I think a lot of people see it as mystical, something like way outside of themselves. And I think this can be off-putting to kind of put it up on this pedestal. So my aim today is to bring it down, to simplify it and make it more accessible to beginners, to people who are curious, to people who think that they can't do it. um, so let's see, where do we start? With meditation, I think what is helpful is to first start with a time. So goal on time. Make this realistic, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Start small and then build your way up. It might be helpful to set a timer, so, on a clock or like a physical timer, something to signify that as long as this is on, until this goes off, I am going to sit here, I'm going to be here. That's where I would start, is give yourself a goal as far as time, make it realistic so that you can hit that goal, and then celebrate it. Celebrate when you do complete that. Intention. I think intention is another thing. So what are you hoping to gain? Is there something you want to understand? Something you hope to experience? So all of this can come into play at the start. You can have an idea of where you're trying to go, what you're trying to accomplish in meditation. And sometimes there's nothing. You're just choosing to be in that moment and to, again, connect with yourself. So it can go either way, but I think sometimes it's helpful to start with a goal when you are a beginner, or to kind of help establish the practice into a more regular, steady thing. Now, there's all sorts of meditation. There is dynamic, there's metta, there is transcendental. There's ones where we're focusing on an object, so it might be a flame, might be your breath, might be humming, or as you release air. So there's all these ways to meditate. So it's really what resonates for you, what you feel like you can get into more of a habit of, and where you're going to find the most joy. This shouldn't be a tedious thing. I think one of the most beneficial things I took away during my meditation journey is that life can be built around the practice. So it doesn't have to be something that we work in or we feel like, oh, I have to make time to go do this. No, for me, my perspective is that everything is flowing from this. Everything is flowing from the fact that I've done this practice, that I have this practice, that I'm mindful and intentional about this practice. Everything flows from it. So, if you knew you could only get one meal a day, I'm pretty sure you'd show up, right? This is that meal. Okay. So let's talk about some fundamentals of meditation. Meditation, typically we think of somebody sitting, seated position, eyes closed, mind clear, right? Less thoughts. Now, again, off-putting for newbies because it's like, how do I do that? How do I quiet the mind? The mind is a wonderful machine, powerful in itself. It's going to be doing its thing. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to be doing its thing. So, for me, meditation in a nutshell is giving yourself that space, that time, recognizing that your mind is going to wander, having that awareness, bringing it back, recalibrating, getting into it again. That is meditation. That recalibration. Being able to recognize that, have the awareness, and bring it back. Shifting that focus. That is meditation. So it's going to happen. I think I had briefly mentioned in a previous video kind of what method has been helpful for me. Now, there's no particular name for that method because it's just something that I developed myself by piecing things together. I didn't create it, but this is something that worked for me. So what that is using breath work. So whether that is Wim Hof or some other guided breathing, or your own, just focusing on your own repetition, whatever rhythm you're going at, whether that's 2 breaths in, 1 breath out, or 1 and 1, 1 and 1, whatever it is. So focusing on the breathing, being more intentional about the breath, and then listening to something. So for me, I use binaural beats during the day. If this is in the evening time, for some reason I prefer solfeggio frequencies at a later time, and binaural during the day. The reason for this, at least from my perspective, is with binaural beats, the ears are picking it up differently. So sometimes you can actually feel it if you got the headphones on. It's going to go around the head. It's activating different brainwave states, which at night is a little counterproductive when I'm trying to get some rest. So it's going to actually stimulate me a little bit. So this is just what I have found for me. Again, everybody's different. If you want to do binaural beats, go for binaural beats any time of day. But yeah, so breath work and then binaural beats is what I use. The reason I do this sometimes is because I might be back to back with patients throughout my day. So if I have one patient and then I want to kind of clean the slate for the next one, at least this is my own personal method, so I'm not bringing in similar information, advice, concepts from one patient to the next and almost making them the same when they are not. They're completely different. I like to clean the slate. So I will meditate before seeing someone else, or if I know that something is about to be heavy in the next session, or I've just experienced something heavy and now I want to clear the air, lighten up the load, have a different kind of energy in my office. That's what I use. I use this. And because of that, because I'm kind of on this time constraint, this has been the most effective for me. My body's relaxed from the breath work, and then my mind has something to focus on outside of different thoughts. And it's relaxing in general. And when I'm more relaxed, then I can allow something else to tap in, something else to come through that may need to be present for someone else. So that's just what's been helpful for me. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to mention to you all. With the intention, I will say it's good to have an intention and a goal, but you want to hold on to it lightly, because when we have this expectation or when we want a specific outcome, it can lead to disappointment. And again, let's say, you ask yourself, what is it I need to get out of this practice today? And maybe it's a specific question. Maybe there's something on your heart and you want to know more about it. You want that answer. I'm going to tell you right now, most of the time, it's not going to come instantaneously while you're meditating. It's not going to be an epiphany you have right after. But I will say, as your day goes, as the days go by, things are going to click differently. You will be inspired. The world you will see will conspire with you. People, places, different things are going to start speaking to you. And you will get the answer you're looking for. So what you put into this practice is what you're going to get out of it. It's going to come right back around to you. I promise you that. And I think that's about it. If you all have any questions on anything I discussed, any methods, if you have questions, or even if you have a practice that you use and you're wanting to share it, please leave it in the comments. Reach out to me by email if you'd like, or if you have my information. And I think that's about it. I also want to say congratulations. Congratulations for being here. Congratulations for being open, for being curious. You know, have fun with this. Be curious, be joyful in the practice. And that's it. Happy meditating.